Hello everyone, my name is AZZATRU, how are you, and welcome to another Star Wars Battlefront 2 mod showcase video of mine, and it is the top 5 mods of the week, episode 75, and I've got 5 awesome mods to share with you this week. Now, unfortunately, there has not been a lot of major mods released this week, so please don't go in the comment section saying these mods are bad, because they're not. It's just not on the same scale of, say, the Padme mod, but you can't make mods like that all of the time. There's just not the possibilities to do so, and of course, there's a lot of new modders that are learning the ways of how to mod, so it may take some time for them to learn how to do more advanced things. I'm really glad the modding community is growing and there's a lot of new modders out there, so show them some love and download their mods and check them out. But in 5th position this week, I've got a mod from Caleb TB12, and this is the Marvel Comics Purple Bossk mod. So this recolors Bossk to give him the purple bodysuit and orange skin as seen in the Marvel Comics from the 1980s. I actually do like this alternative look for Bossk. He doesn't get a lot of mods, and unfortunately because of how his body is made up in Battlefront 2, you can't really change a lot other than texture changes. So that's all of the mods that are for him, unfortunately. But nevertheless, I think this looks pretty cool. It would be nice to get skins for Bossk, I think, in the future. Next up, in 4th place, I've got the movie Commando Droids mod from Eld, and there's 2 different files in this mod. There is the standard Commando Droid, which has more detail on and changes a bunch of things compared to the default version you have in the game. And there is also a Captain version, so you have the Captain markings on, which look really cool. I would love to see that as a skin made by DICE, but this mod includes that. So according to the mod description, it states that there's a bunch of details to make them fit more with the B1 and B2. It has details coming from B1 and B2 specifically. So there's extra panels and screws, back numbers, weathering to make the droid look more metallic instead of plastic, and a new vibro sword texture. And there's also an extra pattern, which is a nice little touch. I agree, because I think one gripe I've had with the new reinforcements is that the Commando droids are quite low resolution and it really stands out. Plus that purple look just doesn't look very metallic, as opposed to this mod that does make them a lot more metallic and less plastic-like. And in 3rd place this week, I have the classic Battlefront 2 Jet Trooper weathered skin from Nut and Off. So basically, this changes the Phase 2 Jet Trooper with a texture that we see in the previous Battlefront game back in 2005, and it looks good. I'm not too keen on all of the weathering. I would have liked to have seen a little bit less, but it gives it a different feel. I mean, we've had Phase 2 Jet Trooper from the previous game as a mod before, and this is a little bit unique, a little bit different with all of the weathering. I do like it at the bottom of his feet, though. I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, it looks good. I like the chest texturing and the colours used. I think that's really, really good. And Nut and Off has been new to the modding community and learning how to make these mods, so glad to see improvements being made, and hopefully more advanced stuff will come. And in the runner-up position for this top 5 Mods of the Week episode is a mod from Mango, and this is the Environmental Loading Screens 2.0 mod. So this is a complete overhaul over the original Environmental Loading Screens mod, which I showcased, I think, about almost a year ago. It's got higher video quality, improved UI, and loads of other things. So let's get into it. By the way, this works for all of the maps in the game. It replaces every single loading screen in the game with a video of that map. It looks fantastic. And even the intro part of the game loads with a custom loading screen, which looks great. They've reduced the size, so in the previous version it was very large in terms of size. I know a lot of people did say it was way too big. Almost a gigabyte has been wiped off in terms of file size, and there is also new improved UI, so it's gotten a little bit touch better, and there's also new improved UI, so it's been given a new look. It's a lot more condensed and looks more pleasant to look at. It actually looks good, and one problem I had with the previous version of this mod was that you couldn't always read all of the text, but this is much better now. And there's also improved quality across the board, so there is much better compression. These videos are now able to play at 1080p, 60 frames per second with a bitrate of around 3000. So it's not super high quality, of course, because of the file size and streaming and stuff like that, but it's still much better than the previous version, so I really do like the improvements made here. And the winner of this top 5 Mods of the Week episode is Sirami's Rebel Alliance mod. Now, I know I'm going to get comments saying this mod doesn't deserve to be in first position this week because it looks the same. It looks the same as the default version that we get in the game. Well, I'll tell you what. It may look similar, but there's a lot of good details, a lot of time and effort has gone into this, making it custom, and the fact that he's done them for every single Rebel appearance is very, very admirable. I think this is a great mod, and you just have to look at the details and the ideas behind them to understand why I've picked this as number 1. So these are the overall changes. The Rebel Officer has been changed to a Rebel Captain. It resembles Captain Antilles from A New Hope. There is also a more generic version if you choose to want that instead of Captain Antilles from A New Hope. All the Rebel textures are upscaled to 2K resolution, which is a massive increase. So you may think, oh, it doesn't look any better, but the sharpness and the detail just with the upscale of resolution is huge. You can really tell the detail in-game. When you're watching a YouTube video, YouTube compresses the video after I've rendered and recorded compressed footage. As much as I try and make the highest quality visuals I can for gameplay, it gets compressed multiple times, and ultimately you can't see the detail. When you're playing the game, you can tell the difference clearly. There is also planet-specific dirt and grunge, so you can vary it depending what map you're on. And there's also a jump troop with darker, grittier colours, and it looks like to have a worn jetpack, which is nice. So as for the specific planet, Endor has pretty much the same stuff, although the assault shirt and jackets have more colour. The Heavy's vest now has camo, and the contrast of the camo across all classes have been adjusted. Moving on to Tatooine, Sirami goes on to say that because there isn't any film references to use, he essentially made these from scratch. So Dice's troopers had white clothing, which I didn't feel was very appropriate, so I took inspiration from the 2005 game and added desert camo to the assault and specialist, as well as replacing the assault's backpack with one that's less bulky, and took inspiration from Rogue One for the Heavy's texturing. Moving on to Hoth, Dice's troopers were essentially perfect already, and he added some tan at the bottom of the sleeve of the torso for the assault, Heavy and specialist. And he also put Hoth Luke's body on the officer, since Empire Strikes Back the officers did wear this outfit, instead of jackets that we have in Battlefront 2. And for Death Star 2 and Bespin, because of the Death Star 2 featuring the crashed Corvette, he wanted all the rebels to look like Rebel Marines at the start of A New Hope. Every trooper now has the unique helmet, and the blue on the torso has been more saturated. And as for Yavin, Thor and Kessel, he used Rogue One as inspiration here, so the Assault is more of like Rebel Marine, and the Heavy is more Rogue One inspired from Tatooine, and the Specialist has darker colours to resemble Rogue One. This is also multiplayer compatible, and all of the alien skins do work as well. So there you have it, that is the top 5 mods of the week. Be sure to let me know your thoughts in the poll in the top right hand corner of the screen, or down in the comments section below. There will be download links to all of these mods down in the description below. As for the last week's poll results, the Padme Amidala mod took the whopping 68% majority, whilst the Rebel Commandos took 10%, and the Mandalorian Sith Reaper took 11%. Meanwhile, I'm surprised that the Immortal Vader took 5%, and the Grievous took 3%. So there you have it. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you are new around here. Consider becoming a channel member if you want to get top 5 mods of the week episodes a whole day early. And check out any of the 2 previous videos on screen if you did miss them. And I shall see you all in my next Star Wars Battlefront 2 video. Goodbye.